So, Dragon Quest Plus just released recently. I've been having an absolute blast with it, already cruising around in post-game somewhere, but if you haven't heard about it before, make sure to check out my last video introducing it. It is basically a fan remake of the original Dragon Quest 1, with tons of bonus editions, special features, and post-game content designed for it by Nightfly, and even if you replayed Dragon Quest 1 recently, this is a playthrough worth setting some time aside for. Dragon Quest Plus so far has been a very faithful recreation of the original story and the gameplay, aside from some quality of life improvements and new spells or equipment that are present, but I've noticed and read that by far the most mentioned criticism or remark is that Alaf, the protagonist, isn't wearing his iconic Dragon Quest 1 armor, but instead is portrayed without it as seen in some other Dragon Quest titles, looking very similar to Erdrig but with blonde hair. I definitely wanted to talk about this, as when I originally played Dragon Quest 1, I even asked my buddy, and it somewhat bugged me, why is Alaf wearing the most badass armor from the very beginning of the game, considering it's part of the journey to actually recover the legendary armor set of Erdrick in order to face the Dragon Lord. So it would only make sense that you shouldn't start looking like that setting out on a brand new journey, right? And so this is possibly my favorite change of Dragon Quest Plus so far, that has been the most iconic moment of my playthrough, that as I was traveling across the kingdom of Alefgard and looked for information on the whereabouts of the hero's belongings, it was rumored that Erdrick's armor often changed its owner, and the last known location of it was somewhere in the desert, worn by a brave warrior, and if I wanted to recover it, I would better seek out its current owner. And so I did. But once I arrived to the destroyed city of Demdara, I've arrived into a very different location than what I originally remembered, and Nightfly masterfully created their own version of a raided town where soldiers are still hopelessly searching the rubbles, and the few survivors who barely escaped share their horrifying stories of the Dragon Lord's raid. As I thoroughly searched the town of what remained of it, I almost gave up on finding the armor, thinking it probably changed in this remake somehow, only to then bump into the coolest moment of Dragon Quest Plus. The original Knight Aberrant of Demdara has been completely revamped into a new character you learn about in the various towns of Alefgard, and with a brand new model showcasing the legendary armor and an epic soundtrack in the background, transforming a relatively boring boss fight into the most memorable and heartbreaking moment of this remake for me, where Alef has to defeat the brave warrior wearing its suit of armor in order to earn his birthright and become the next prophesied hero. Once you defeat them through a grueling boss fight, you gain the reward of Erdrick's armor, and upon equipping it, it completes this questline in the most memorable and rewarding way possible, that in my opinion it always should have been like, finally transforming the player's character sprite into the iconic Dragon Quest 1 look that we all remember. To me, this was the moment I really fell in love with Dragon Quest Plus and started to truly appreciate the work and effort that went into this project, adding more detail to the original story and enhancing the experience in masterful ways, showing that retro-style RPGs can still very much have impactful moments as long as it's well staged and well thought out. So with that said everyone, do not worry, your iconic Dragon Quest 1 armor is still there in the game, it didn't go anywhere, but this time around, to share the visage of the legendary hero, first, you will have to earn it. Once again, Dragon Quest Plus is free for everyone to download in the links below if you want to jump in the action and re-experience the very beginnings. I can say it's definitely a lot of fun. But that's it for today folks, just wanted to share my experience of getting Erdrick's armor, as it was a really cool and memorable moment and made me really enjoy the remake. I'll soon return with a review on the post-game added content, but also expect some more Dragon Quest monsters soon, along with Dragon Quest X videos that a lot of you requested, so I'll keep them coming. Thank you for watching everyone, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it and want more Dragon Quest, and I'll see you all the next time.